Margaret Sanger's approach to eugenics, right? Eugenics was a movement that was born in the United States under hard doctrines of racism with the intent of eliminating the tribe of Judah in the African-American community in this country, right? To eliminate them. That's why she formed Planned Parenthood, was specifically to kill African-American, Black Americans. That's why she did it. Now, her eugenics program, under the Darwinian concept, that there was the possibility of an improved seed, which is fundamentally heretical to the creation. Yah created mankind and said it was very good.
Do you believe in sin? When I say believe, I don't mean to believe in committing sin. Do you believe there is such a thing as sin?
Well, I think the greatest sin in the world is bringing children into the world that have disease from their parents, that have no chance in the world to be a human being, practically. Delinquents, prisoners, all sorts of things just marked when they're born. That, to me, is the greatest sin that people can commit.
But sin in the ordinary sense that we regard it, do you believe or do you not believe?
Well, what would they be?
Do you believe that infidelity is a sin?
Well, I'm not going to specify what I think is sin. I've stated what I think is the worst sin. The
Yes,
greatest sin.
but then you asked me to say what, and I said what, and you refused to answer me?
Yes, I don't know about infidelity. It has so many personalities to it, and what a person's own belief is. I couldn't generalize any of those things.
This is Psalms 83 and 4. They have said, "Come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance." Shalom Akim, Kahala Yahweh, Bashem Yashai, Bashem Rukal Double honors to my teachers, the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect, who are the house of David reborn again in this generation. And Shalom to the 130 Yasharallah, who today are known as the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who before losing our true heritage, we were known as, and still are, the true Hebrew Israelites of the Holy Bible. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about this particular clip we just watched. The first one, that is, about this, I believe is an author, that specifically said that the reason why Margaret Sanger, the woman from the second clip, that devil, started Planned Parenthood was to eliminate the tribe of Judah, the Negroes, from America. Because you see, our identity, that of the Negro, Latino, Native Americans, it's not a secret. Or I should say, it is a well-known secret, okay, by those who are learned and are aware of the true narrative of what's going on in the world. Your average, everyday citizen of America and your everyday Negro, Latino, Native American that are lost in Babylon, which is the biblical name for America, they have no understanding of this, and that is because this is kept from them purposely. Us here in this truth, we've been blessed to have this truth given onto us and revealed to us, and not only that, but it's a blessing for us to have the wherewithal to understand why it's important and why it's such an honor to be an Israelite, right? Because we understand that there's a great promise waiting for us. Now, back to the point of the videos we were watching. You see, these devils that are in power today, don't be mistaken, they have the same views as Margaret Sanger. Who do you think set her up? When you get into that devil, Margaret Sanger, she talks about how she had a dream one night and she seen Hitler giving her like the mantle to carry on his great work and to eliminate the black race, right? And then she considers the black and people of color the weeds amongst the garden, right? She's a straight up devil. That's why, you could tell, when that journalist was asking her, does she believe in sin? The traditional sin, right? Not the sin that she made up herself about bringing children into this world, but does she believe in biblical sin? She basically skirted around that question like the damn devil she is, right? And that's because she's a, dyed in the wool Edomite. Okay, that right there is 100% Edomite devil. This is Proverbs 26 and 25. When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. So you see, Margaret Sanger, when she said what sin was, it was bringing in children into this world that are sickly, that don't have a place in this world, don't have a future. She was talking about us Israelites, right? The people of color, right? The people that she considers the undesirables, right? But she made it sound like she was advocating for the children, right? She tried to make it sound like it was a benefit. But again, that's how these devils work, right? They'll tell you one thing, but then out of their same mouth, they'll condemn you. Okay, that's the way these devils work. And the legacy of that devil, Margaret Sanger, is this, right? Let's read it. It says, black abortions by the numbers. It says, more than crime, more than accidents, more than cancer, heart disease, and AIDS. Abortion has taken more black American lives than every other cause of death combined since 1973 in the United States. The abortion rate for black women is almost 4 times that of white women. On average, 900 black babies are aborted every day in the United States. This tragedy continues to impact the population levels of African Americans in the United States. And right there, it should ultimately say Israelites, right? Because again, that's who these devils are aborting. And again, this isn't only against the tribe of Judah. This is against all the tribes, right? These devils, they make it seem that this is a benefit, right? They target it towards our women and our youth to make it seem that this right here would end their lives. That bringing in another life, a child when they're too young, before they're established, before they have money, before they have a home, they make that seem like a curse, right? That's what these devils have lied to our people, and a lot of our people unfortunately have fell for it, right? And that's because the influence of these devils is strong here in Babylon, right? They're the ones that make these TV shows. They're the ones that put on these teenage pregnancy after school specials, and where they show girls, fucking like their lives are ending because they're pregnant and all this stuff. See, this is what the devil does, man. He shows you all these lies. And why? Well, because they're ultimately trying to eliminate us, right? Like the scripture said, right? They have come together with crafty counsel to basically try to cut off the name of Israel. That being us, Negro, Latino, Native Americans, our true heritage. And they succeeded there for a while. But again, what's happened is that the Lord put the spirit back on us to reawaken. And now these devils, all their hard work is now going to waste. This is Psalm 64 and 4. That they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. So all these devils out here pushing all these Planned Parenthood agendas and all these things to ultimately reduce our population, namely the population of the tribe of Judah, right? From birth control to abortions, Plan B, all that type of stuff, man. All this, promotes a degenerative lifestyle and a destruction of our nation. But what can we do, right? This is the devil's kingdom, and right now we're in captivity. But that doesn't acquit these devils from the damages they've done, okay? Because though they're out here preying upon us, right? This is a perfect example right here how they prey upon us, right? They flash the shiny things in front of our people's eyes, so that way we could run towards it, right? The carrot on the stick. This is why when you look at ever since rap music was basically initiated, you had the mental rap, right? The rap that made you think and everything, and then shortly after that, these devils came into the game and they started to promote gangster rap, which started to promote a degenerative lifestyle. And what do? They lift up these devil of our own people to sing about the destroying our own people, to killing each other and living debaucherous lives. Okay, and our people, they mistakenly take on that persona, all for filthy money. Look at people like Cardi B, Sexy Red, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Jennifer Lopez, Ricky Martin. All these devils, man. They've all sold their soul, and they sold out their people, all for that money, right? And why? Well, because again, they're part of the secret arrows that these devils are shooting at us. Okay, and they don't care. This is why you have all these Amalekites all in the industry coming out, accepting awards and Grammys and Oscars, because they put on shows, or they're the producers and all these things. See, they're not worried about showing their hand that they're the ones that run the industry, but when you call them out for it, then it's anti-Semitic, right? See, these devils have always been in front of destroying us, right? They've always had a hand on the rock that's thrown at us. This is why. This is Leviticus 26:17. And I will set my face against you, and ye shall be slain before your enemies. They that hate thee, or hate you, shall reign over you, and ye shall flee when none pursueth you. You see, because these are the curses that are upon us. This is why these devils are able to get over on us. This is why they're able to push their agenda upon our people, right? By putting their wicked doctrines and philosophies to work upon our people, to reduce us in numbers, to basically keep us in a mental slavery. It's all because of this, because this is the curse that we are under right now, because of how we went off and we went against the Lord. And because we went against the Lord has allowed our enemies to consume us, right? What does it say? They that hate you shall reign over you, right? And the Planned Parenthood, that's something that somebody that would hate you would put over you, right? And that would trick you into making you think that it was a good choice. This is Genesis 3:15. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. And this right here just shows you how this hatred between the Caucasian race and the black race, and really the Caucasian race against the Negro, Latino, Native American races, why it's so deep, because this was a curse put upon these devils from the very beginning, right? All the way back to the Garden of Eden, where the Lord said that he would basically put hatred, enmity between the Israelite, the children of God's seed, and the seed of Satan, right? The children of Satan, that being these Edomites, the Caucasian race. And this is why there's that deep-seated hatred. And it doesn't matter, how many times, you'll have a black guy saying he has white friends, or a white guy saying he has black friends, or, whatever, right? Because again, there's always exceptions to the rules. And a lot of times those people that you think are black or you think are white, they're actually not even. That the only thing is that their phenotype resembles these nations, right? You have a lot of people that look black. Perfect example would be like Jesse Peterson, right? That one blog podcaster, right? That talks about beta males and shit. That guy's an Edomite, man. He's a chocolate covered Edomite. Then you got other people like Justin Timberlake, man. That guy's a straight up Judite, man. But again, his phenotype, his DNA basically has resembled that of the Caucasian race. But look at his spirit, look at the way he acts. That guy is an Israelite, okay? And again, this all goes back to the mixing of all the nations, okay? And hence why it tells us in Revelations that there's going to be a multitude out of every nation, every tongue, dressed in white robes. And that's because the Israelites are going to be coming out of every one of the 18 nations on the earth that are explained in Genesis 10. Right? And but until then, you're going to have hatred between the seed of the serpent, that being these Edomites, and the seed of the woman, that being the Israelites. So again, man, sometimes you'll just have people just hating each other for no reason, man. They haven't even met, right? Or they just met once, but they don't like each other. That's because chances are they're going to be it's an Israelite and Edomite conflict that they don't even know about. And why is that? Well, because it's a spiritual conflict. This is Zechariah 2:8. For thus saith Yahweh of hosts, after the glory hath he set me unto the nations which spoiled you. For he that touches you touches the apple of his eye. So you see, these devils like Margaret Sanger and all these devils that are propagating her agenda, and all these Edomite agendas out there to destroy our people, from the Tuskegee incidents to the forced chemical castrations that they put on our people secretly, right? To all these things that these devils have done to our people, the Israelites, the Negro, Latino, Native Americans, and even those whose father's line goes back to that bloodline, right? Like the Irish, the Sicilian, and so on and so on, right? That these devils have done against us. And all that shit is going to be repaid. And that's not just because, you got to pay for what you did. No, it's because, well, it's a bit of that, but mostly it's because you did it to the Israelites. So you guys fucked up. These Edomites messed up. See, they didn't just take any race into captivity. They didn't just, do all these malicious acts upon just any standard people. No, they did it to the children of God. And there has to be payment and a recompense for that. And what is that? Well, it tells you in Obadiah 1:10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, right? Jacob being the Negro, Latino, Native Americans. This is talking specifically to these Edomites, these Caucasians. Shame shall cover thee. Aren't these devils ashamed of what they're doing, so much so that they don't want to teach critical race theory inside their schools? They don't want their children to know what their ancestors did to the Negro, Latino, Native Americans. Why is that? Well, because shame is covering them and their deeds. And thou shalt be cut off forever. So you see, the reward for the wicked and for what they've done to our people is going to be cut off forever. You see, the way it's going to work is that these devils are going to try to push forward their agenda. That being to create the New World Order and to microchip everybody upon the face of the earth, to basically disqualify, namely the Israelites, from receiving our promise from the Lord. Because at that point, they will own our souls and there'll be nobody else to give the promise to but them. But they don't realize that that's not how it's going to work. That the Lord has already promised the kingdom to us, and He's already given it to us. Now, we just have to wait for all the prophecies to play out. And these prophecies state that when the Messiah returns for the second coming, He's going to destroy not only Edom, but all the nations of the world and put them all under subjections. And they're going to be all under subjection and go into captivity for 1,000 years. And after that 1,000 years, the Edomites shall be destroyed and go extinct, and the other 16 nations shall be freed and permitted to go back into their lands to serve us and to live under the righteous rulership of the Bible. Alright, so hopefully this video was edifying, Akim. I just wanted to show this piece of history that I'm sure these devils want to bury. But, this just shows you, man, you can't trust the enemy. So with all that, let's go ahead and give honor and glory and praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahshai B'Shem Rukah Kodash. Shalom.